Guys, welcome back. So today we'll be working on a 2017 Hyundai Tucson. So history of the vehicle, there's not really a complaint. um, it is more on I noticed on something, right? So the history is, um, I replaced the engine, well, the short block, because some issues with the oil consumption, right? um, so I replaced it. Everything was good. I was bleeding the coolant, and I noticed that it takes so much time to make that lower rad hose warm, because it should not be cold. It should be at least warm, right? It's not that hot, but it should, warm a little bit. So it's been so long, and that was my first time to encounter like that kind of situation. So I just, you know, let go of the car, and then I just tell them that to monitor it for now, because it could be some air pocket, right? It was not bleed properly, especially in these Tucsons. It's so hard to bleed it. They don't have that electric thermostat that you can plug in your scan tool to activate your thermostat to open, right? So now, after few weeks, yeah, 2 weeks more or less, still doing the same. That lower rad hose is so cold, right? um, so what I'm thinking right now is, it could be there's still there's still air in the system, or we got a faulty thermostat. So right now, our car is working fine. I have heat in the cabin, right? There's no drivability issue. What else? So I'm just gonna go on the highway right now. As I don't know if you will see that in the gauge, the temperature gauge is just staying low, um, low before the half, right? And then, yeah, I have heat in my cabin, so we're not experiencing anything, um, overheating, so which is good. um, I scan it for codes. I don't have any codes for it. And then, as you can see here on my scan tool, this little tap done, I don't know if it will pick up on the camera, it's so blurry. That temperature is reading at 90 degrees right now, right? So I'm on my way to the shop right now, because actually this is my dad's car. I just picked it up this Saturday. So we're gonna be on the shop, and I'll show you what I'm talking. I'm gonna use the um, infrared gun to compare between upper rad hose, the lower rad hose, even the heater core hoses, right? Um, and we'll see from there. Okay, so we're in the shop right now. So as you can see there, we got, no, it doesn't show it, 94 degrees. And our intake air temperatures 22 degrees. So let's go and outside the vehicle and underneath the hood, and let's check our temperature there. Okay guys, so we're under the hood. So upper rad hose here, right? Here's our lower rad hose, the bottom, and that's where our thermostat is. Yeah, I can just touch that, no problem. This guy is hot here. Our, what do you call that? This heater core, it's hot. Our fan just turned on, so which is good. And off. So I'm just gonna measure that. So as you can see there, upper rad hose is 74 degrees. lower rod hose 23 degrees, right? We got 74 on our reservoir tank, and then on our heater core, that's 85 degrees. So I'm not sure with this, but I'm thinking it could be a thermostat or there's just air pocket in the system. So what we're gonna do is I ordered the thermostat. We're gonna do the thermostat replacement, and we'll see from there, because I don't think that's gonna be at least 20 degrees, because usually I always feel that, you know, it's hot, warm, or hot. Not hot like the same as the upper hose, but it's hot in there, right? So I'm gonna lift up the vehicle. Let's drain our coolant. Alright guys, so I remove our undercover. So I don't know why this guy is still cold, right? My engine is hot, right? My thermostat housing is there. This guy here, where's my hands? Yeah, this guy here. So yeah, our transmission cooler is hot. So you know what? I'm just gonna drain this. So our drain plug is on this side here. This guy here. So we're just gonna remove that, and then we'll wait until our coolant is done, and then I don't know if I'm gonna do it at the bottom or on top. You know what? Let's see. Let's drain the coolant first, and then we'll figure it out. If it's from the bottom or from the top, we'll remove the housing of the thermostat. So after draining the coolant, we're just gonna remove this white tab here. So that silver clip, we're just gonna pull it up a little bit, and then we can take out this. We can take out that white tab. It's a locking tab, or you can push the tab. I'm gonna show you after. I'm gonna remove this. Okay. Okay. So this guy here, the white tab, there's a small tab there. You can push it, and then while pushing it away, so push down and push it away. So next is we're gonna squeeze that this silver, and there's a part on the bottom too. We're gonna squeeze that together and pull the hose away. So come on. Okay. So that's out, which is good. Let's just put this aside if we can. If not, just leave it there. And now we're gonna remove two nuts that's holding the housing. The two nuts will be on each side. There's one here, there's one there, and there's one at the bottom part. So that's 12 mm. I know it's gonna be so hard to see. All you're gonna do is by feel. Or it's either you can also remove the alternator, right? But do we need to remove the alternator? Should we? Well, for the purpose of the video, let's try to remove the alternator so that everybody can see. But you can do it without removing the alternator. So let me move the alternator. I think that should be pretty easy. I'm just gonna remove the negative cable. Lauren. Okay. Now we're just gonna remove this connector here for the alternator. And this tab here, the harness side. And let's put this aside. Now we can remove also this hose here. Can remove this hose so that at least we don't have any more, problems with the alternator. So I'm gonna remove the hose here. And the mounting of it. So the mounting, I'll just remove that. 10mm. Put that aside. Okay. So we're gonna remove this alternator power cable. $12mm. Okay, that's good. Put it aside. Now we're gonna release our belt. So our belt will be there, the tensioner, as you can see there. We're gonna use a 17mm wrench with a 12 point. So okay, reverse. So let me remove this ground strap here. Let's put it aside. Okay, that's that. So what I'm gonna do is, while I'm pushing that away, I'm just gonna slide off this belt. Come on. Oh, that's tight, eh? Okay. And every time you remove the belt, if you don't have that service information, make sure you write the pattern of it so that it's easier for you. So now we're just gonna remove the 12mm there, the mounting bolt for the alternator, and then 14mm here on the top bracket of the alternator. So that should be loose now, and we can pull out our alternator, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, come on. Okay, and put it aside. Okay, so our alternator is out. Now we can clearly see our thermostat housing. There you go. That's our guy there. Just gonna remove that two bolts there, or nuts. It's holding the housing. Let's do this top one first. Oh man, why the harness is there? Is it supposed to be there? Yeah, I think so. How are you gonna remove that? It's on the way. My goodness. So don't tell me that I need to remove that guy there. Why is it like this? I think I have to remove that guy. Okay, let me remove that connector for our injectors. So I guess it's a good thing that I removed the alternator, because at least I can see it, what's going on there, instead of struggling. And it's not that bad to remove the alternator, so it's okay. Okay, I'm gonna put this on top. There you go. That's good. Now you can remove this guy now. Remove the bottom one too. Okay. Now just coolant coming out. Okay. Bottom nut is out. Now we're gonna do the upper one. Okay. So remove this housing here. Make sure there's no any damages there. That's good. Put it aside. Let's remove this thermostat. Since we're replacing it, I can just use the pliers. Oh. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is, let's compare this old one. I don't know what's wrong with it, or maybe I'm wrong. And let's get our new thermostat. So here's our new thermostat. There's the part number. I'm just gonna open the box. First we'll check the front one. Alright, this guy here, I don't see any difference. This is our old one here. The bottom part, which is the important one. So where's the, okay, if I'm gonna do like that, do like this. Okay, I can see a difference right now. So as you can see there, on this side, as you can see, this first spring, the spiral, this the inside part is push up a little bit compared to this one. Look at this, the spiral and the center part is lower than the spiral spring, right? The first spiral spring compared to this old one, as you can see there, it's a little bit up. So it could be this is guy is partially open a little bit, right? That didn't cause any problems, and that's about it. So we're gonna install this new one and let's see. Okay, here's our new one. Make sure the tab or this guy here always on top, and it should be one way only, because there's gonna be a, what do you call that, a mark there from our short block area, right? And this part here, that should be inside the short block, and this is out, right? So let's put this in here. Make sure that everything is flat and okay, that's good. Let's put back our housing. Okay, and our nuts. Okay, now the bottom part. Okay. Oh, that's very hot, man. Okay, let me just type that. Don't go crazy on tightening this one, because that's just plastic, the housing. So it's better if you torque it to spec, right? Okay, that's tight enough. Next is we're just gonna put everything back together, right? negative cable, and I think everything should be okay now. As for the connection goes, I'm just gonna prepare a coolant. For we're gonna do a filling for this system. Alright guys, so I got this from Amazon. This is for a vacuum filled. So instead of bleeding it naturally, right, we applied vacuum to the system, and when we open the valve, it's gonna suck all the fluid going into the system. So this is gonna be my first time to use this. So first is, let's see on what adapters that we need. So we need this one. Where's this guy here? No, this is inside. I think this one. Let's see. So I think our best bet is, I don't know all these adapters. Our best bet is we use this universal thing, right? We're just gonna hold it in the what do you call that? On the reservoir, and then we'll apply vacuum, and then we'll prepare the stuff. So second is this guy. How do we use this? For sure, this end is going in here because this is the guy that's flowing the fluid. Now we got some holes here. Okay, we got an air line here. Is it? I think so. So that's our air line. Let's see how this works. Not enough instruction, I don't know. So let me try to figure this out, and then I'll show you if I can figure it out. Okay, so I think I figured out how this operates. So this is our valves going in there. This is the other valve that's going to our coolant, right? This guy here, and that's going to our coolant. What do you call that? Jug, right? See that there's some screen. So first is we're gonna close this. This is the on and off switch, this guy here. So what will happen now, let's say this is the closed system. I'm just gonna clamp that. So I'm gonna turn it on. I'm gonna open this valve first, right? So it's gonna suck because this is gonna go away, and while going away it's gonna suck some air. So I'm gonna turn it on, and after that close that. So we already have vacuum, as you can see there. That's red, right? That's red here, the needle. And then once we applied vacuum, we're gonna start to open this valve here, right, on the side where the coolant jug is, and then it's gonna fill. So let's try that. Let me set this up in the engine bay, and then we'll see. So as you can see, that's our jug there. We're just gonna be very careful on that. So that's set up already. I'm gonna hold this down, right? Open this valve here, and then let's turn this on. As you can see, the gauge, it's doing the vacuum now. So I hold the gauge there. As you can see, on our hoses, it's all squeezed in, right? So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna start opening this guy here. and then we're gonna see the coolant flow now, if I'm not mistaken. And just bear in mind that when you slowly open that our um, coolant jug there is still full, because you're just gonna suck in more air, right? So let's see if this works. I never done this, so okay, I can hear now the air. So I'm just gonna, okay, there's still fluid there. It's all air now. So I'm just gonna remove this. Okay. Now I'm gonna put that aside in there. I think we need more um, capacity of that jug, right? So hose is there. I think it's a good thing too when we do that vacuum, because at least we can stress out the hoses itself, right? Because when it collapses and see if it's holding that, right? So now we're just gonna top up the coolant, because I think that's not enough for the one whole jug there. So I'm just gonna put this guy here. That's our normal red panel. Let's just fill this up until it's in max. Okay. So now I'm just gonna start the vehicle and let it warm up. I'm just gonna tap it more. I don't want, we're gonna be um, running out of coolant. Okay. So yeah, and then I forgot this drum. What's up now? What's that smell? Yeah. Hmm. And yeah, so just double check everything. Everything's plugged in. No noise in the belt since we remove our alternator. So yeah, so I'm just gonna let it warm up and see if our lower end hose is gonna get warm. Because the last time we checked, it was at 23 degrees, if I'm not mistaken. and we'll see from there. So I'm just waiting it to warm up and go towards the operating temperature. And you guys remember that when I was just checking earlier, I was smelling something. So good thing I didn't walk away on the car, and I saw this, the belt just got chewed, right? So it's either I was not careful enough that you know um, was not lined up properly on the belt. So yeah, at least next time we just have to make sure everything lines up. But for sure, for me, this is my first time it happened to me. So um, everything was lined up earlier, but I don't know, for some reason that it got chewed off. So we'll wait and see our coolant temp. Everything is working fine. No more bubbles, and we'll see from there. Alright guys, so it's been running for a while now. So I think, yeah. So our lower hose is hot now. It should be lower than the upper one. So right now I'm measuring 70 degrees. Top one at 82. Heater core 80. So I'll just double check there's no bubbles. That should be it. And I think, yeah, so I think that's good. At least it's not now cold as like a first startup. And that's it. So just a recap, we knew that our lower hose was cold and it didn't have any codes on our engine computer. It didn't cause any overheating or um, a drivability issue, but just because of our experience that that it should be warm enough, or it's just maybe 10 or 20 degrees difference from the upper hose and the lower hose. So um, I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and yeah, so don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time. Thank you for watching.